Hi guys, welcome. Once again, we have another session, and today we are going to talk about a totally different topic, guys. A very different topic. We are going to focus on some a dark side of immigrants when they come here in the U.S. But first of all, I'm going to do a little bit of an introduction. My name is Charity Nganga. Charities Baba USA, your number one channel. This is where we are, guys. This is a space that we come and learn more and more and more about US. We're going to learn the good, the ugly, and the bad. We are going to learn everything here in this channel. So thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. I welcome the new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you are watching me, please kindly consider subscribing to my channel. I also have other platforms. You can catch me on my Facebook pages at Charity Nganga, at Charities Baba USA fan page. You can also catch me on Instagram at Charities Bubble or Charities Bubble underscore USA. And you can also catch me on TikTok at Charities Bubble USA. So I am there, guys. I'm just trying to catch, I'm casting my net very everywhere so that I see, everybody gets this information. So today I'm going to talk about a dark side. I'm going to talk about alcohol. And I know that most of you guys are familiar with what I'm talking about because if you come from Africa, and especially and I'm gonna just focus on just a good example of where I've lived, because I've lived in Kenya. You find that alcoholism is a menace, especially in the central part of Kenya. They like alcoholism, where you find that the young men, they're waking up very early in the morning and they are going to drink, to have the bottle, and then they have just become useless in the society. They are not helping the young families. Some of them do not even marry. Some of them get married and their wives run away because there's so many things that is required for a man, and they are not able to fulfill all those needs or all those duties that are required, especially if you're married. Some of them are young men who are old enough to get married and they're still reliant on their parents. We have seen all that. Especially in this, and I'm talking basically where I was born, because I know that is a menace. Oh my goodness, I don't know how maybe they can regulate that, the avenues that can regulate drinking. Of course, I know drinking is a problem. It's a disease. And I'm saying it's a disease because I work in healthcare, guys, and I know alcoholism. Sometimes it cannot be cured just by, like talking to someone. It cannot be cured by maybe being rude to someone. It is something that needs medical attention. It's something that needs medical attention. So you find that it's a problem. And the more people become aware of it and the more people learn about it, is when they can find avenues or ways to help those people, because those people need help. You find that when someone goes to alcoholism, maybe it's something that is bothering them. Maybe they have gone into depression. Maybe they have been influenced. So many factors are coming when someone is involved in alcoholism. Now, I'm going to talk about alcoholism here in the US because it's here. And you find that here it affects both sides. In Africa, you can say that the highest the highest population is males, but you find that here the highest population is either male or female. Because you find that when you come to live here in the US, it's a little bit different. The beer, the wine is very cheap. Actually, you go to the store, when you're shopping, you can buy beer, and the only thing that you need to produce is an ID that you are 18 years old. And I believe everybody who comes here, unless you came with your parents with a DV lottery, you find that most people who have come here, they have come here when they are over 18 years old. So it's very easy for you to go buy a bottle of beer, buy a bottle of wine. It's very cheap. Actually, a bottle of beer can be, the cheapest can go to up to $12. You get six bottles for $12. Yeah, that's cheap. Even wine, when you go to buy wine, there's even wine for $10. So you find that drinking. And of course, here, the culture here, drinking is not a bad thing. Drinking is not a bad thing. I find that both sides, women and men, they drink. It's a norm thing. Even smoking, you find that something like smoking, both women and men smoke, and you find that it's a very normal thing. When I came here for the first time, I was kind of surprised and shocked to see women smoking left and right. Everybody is smoking, but you find that now I got used to it because everybody smokes. Men and women, they smoke. Everybody is smoking all around. So those are some of the things that you can catch. Because I even know that there are some people who have come here, and like smoking in Africa is a taboo, especially when you are a woman. When you are seen smoking, you are it's a bad thing for a woman. You will be called a slut or all kinds of names, especially but you find that here in the US is a little bit different, because you find that people smoke, women smoke, kids smoke, especially if let's assume that those children are growing up in a family setting where everybody is smoking. You find that some of them start smoking as early as 12 years old. That's very, very common, and it's not a big deal. But you find that when you come from Africa, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different, especially for women to come and to start smoking. I would say that it's a habit that you picked from here. You decided, you chose to. I normally say you chose to do it, because it's not a matter of deciding; it's a matter of choosing what you want to do. So you find that people do that. But I want to dwell so much on alcoholism and see like what are the causes? Why are our people coming here and they are so much involved in alcoholism? And you have seen some of them even coming in social media. Even you see them, they have gone back home, they are miserable, they have nothing. Some of them have even been deported because they came here, they stayed for a very long time, they involved themselves in alcoholism, and then they ended up going back home with nothing. So they are depending on Kenyans to contribute some money so that they can go for rehab. Some of them go for rehab and then they relapse. They go back to drinking because it is a disease. It is a disease. Drinking is a disease. So you find that when you come here, there's something called culture shock. Hmm? Culture shock is whereby what is done here in the US is not what is there. Hmm? It's not what is there out in Africa. The first thing that I want to talk about is the social life. You find that here the social life is not here, my friends. It's not here. Because you find that everybody is guided or is by the schedule. So let's say, for example, you work at night, you normally go to work at night, you have kids to take care of, you have the time that you go to bed, you have the time that you'll go to take your kids for their activities. So you are in such one schedule. Excuse me. And you do not have time to go. In Africa there is, maybe you'll go to church, and then after church you go and talk to your friends for like an hour before you go home. After that you will go for the church meetings that people go in the afternoon. Maybe you'll go there for 2 or 3 hours. Maybe you'll go to visit your aunt. Maybe there's a place where there's a pre-wedding, you will go and attend the pre-wedding. Maybe there's another place where someone has died, you're going for the wake. You see, all that stuff goes on. And there's social life. Maybe your friend will come and visit, or two or three people will come and visit your home, and you will have a chat. You see what I mean? So there is that social life that is there. But when you come here, it's all about individualism. Because even if you are meeting with people, you meet them at specific times, and you find that let's assume like it's your host. Of course you're not going to stay with your host forever. After you leave your host, you will be on your own. So you find that maybe your schedule and the schedule for your host is not, it's not rhyming, unless you decide maybe you'll be working the same weekends or whatever. And sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does not work. So you find that most of the time you will find that you have that alone time by yourself, and you are not restricted to go and buy a bottle of beer or a bottle of wine and come and drink. And it only starts with one drink. It only starts with one drink, and then the next time you take two, the next time you take three, the next time you find that you cannot go without taking one glass a day. The next time you find that you cannot you cannot stay without taking two, and then with time you are consumed by it if you do not have self control. Because there's some people who still drink and they drink responsibly, because it's always good, or it's advisable for you to be able to have self-control and to drink wisely. Hmm? So you find that at the end of the day, you're stuck. You're stuck that wherever you're going or whatever you're doing, you must have a drink. Hmm? And then it becomes a problem. And how it becomes a problem is that when you are drunk, you cannot go to work here when you're drunk. You cannot show up to work when you're drunk. If you show up to work and you're drunk and you are caught, you can even be sued, because you are not functioning in the right mindset. You have to be in the right mindset when you're functioning. If you are arrested when you are driving and you are drunk, your license will be taken. And you will be charged with drinking under influence. It's called a DUI, and that's very bad, because you get very high fines and they take away your license. So when they take away your license, they take away your feet, because that's your feet. That's what you use, especially some states, you have to drive your own car. So you find that you will not be able to drive to move from point A to point B. So that's a problem. So why do emails? So that's the first thing, that all that I feel like you're alone, you don't have anybody to talk to, so you want to entertain yourself. The other thing that causes people to have whatever is too much freedom. Too much freedom. I would say too much freedom, because you find that like in Africa, it was funny. I remember, and I've even seen people making jokes saying like, if a shopkeeper was selling condoms, the people who are around there, they would not go to that shopkeeper to buy condoms, because they would be told maybe they are involving themselves in extramarital affairs if they are buying condoms. So you find that there is all that checks and watches, the neighbors, they are watching what's going on or whatever. So you find that even if some people tend to go and drink, there are those alcoholics who are there, yes, but you find that some of them will do it in hiding. But when you come here, nobody is going to ask you. You'll go to the store, go get your beer, put it in your cart, take it at home. So you have it in your fridge. You have it in your fridge, or you have it whatever that you keep it in your house, but it's there. So how are you going to control yourself if if you have it there, you have that too much freedom and you don't know how to control yourself? So that is another way that you find that our immigrants do that. The other one is if you are a drunkard back there before you came here, you are not going to stop. You'll go on doing it. And because there is this increased freedom and there is this free time, because you find that if you work an 8-hour shift and you go back home, you have all these hours that are there and you're free, because yes, you go to work, but it's not like manual work, like you're getting so tired that you cannot do anything. No, you find that even if you sleep, like me, I work 12 hours, and if I sleep for 6 hours, I'm good to go. The next day I can still function. You see what I mean? So you find that is another way that you find that you'll find yourself there. Now, the other thing is you find that some people come here and that they are not able to attain the goals that they thought that they would attain. So you find that they are still struggling, because there are struggles here in the US. And you find that maybe there is a lot of demand from back home to send money. You have to send money. Maybe when you came and you were the only one, your whole family, your parents, your siblings, even your extended family, they are dependent on you, and they are on the phone all the time. They are just blowing up your phone because they want money. Or sometimes you are even able to send for them money, but you find that when you send, they are not using it the right way. They are misusing the money, because that happens a lot. Exploitation, it happens a lot, especially to the people who are in diaspora. You find that you can really be exploited by the members of the family, even by the society. You've seen people come up and they are just trying to tap in what is in the diaspora. Everybody is coming up with something. I have a Harambe, I have whatever. I'm helping this person to do this. And then you see that pay bill that's coming on all the time on Facebook or whatever, because they want to get. And I'm not saying that it's bad to help people. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that everybody right now, everybody wants to tap to those people who are in the diaspora, because you find that if someone is in the diaspora and they see someone is asking for something, they'll say like $10. It doesn't matter, but you do not make the count. You say like if 200 people give each $10, that is $200. If 2,000 people give $10, that is $2,000. If I convert that money, for example, into any currency, let's assume that I convert it into $2,000. I convert it into Kenyan money. That's going to be 20,000. It's going to be even more in Tanzanian money because the currency for Tanzania is a little bit different. It's going to be even more in Uganda because the currency of Uganda is more. So what am I saying? I'm saying that the people in the diaspora, they tend to be exploited, but some of them do not even notice because you find that maybe it's $50 here, $30 here, $20 here. But you find that at the end of the day, the person who is on the receiving end, if that person is tapping from many people, they get so much money, but unless like unless like you think twice about it, and then you're like, oh no, I'm not going to send any more money. You find that can give you a lot of stress because you are on the giving side all the time. You're giving. That can push you even to alcoholism, especially if you're sending money for a project and then you find out that that project was not done, because that happens a lot. You find that that one can bring a lot of stress and put you in depression, and then you start drinking. That happens. So you find that even when when it's good to help, we always have to help our people. We do always have to help them. That is a must. But we always have to have a limit and also make those people accountable. Make those people accountable. If I send you money to do something, then you better show me what you did with it, because if you do not do anything, then why should I send you more money? That's how it should be. But it is not the thing like you send 100,000 today, someone doesn't goes and to a drinking spree or whatever they do with it, and then they want more money. That can put you in a lot of depression, because you find that people in the diaspora work really hard. They do really work. Some of them take even 3 jobs. Some of them do not even sleep because they are working so hard. They have a family here and they have another extended family that they have to take care of at home. So you find that that is a constraint that could cause someone to even fall into drinking. And then you find that at the end of the day, if you by mistake, or God forbid that you end up being deported, you find that more those people that were tapping on you, nobody is going to come and help you. Actually, they'll be so rude. They'll be like, you went to the US and you just went to waste your life, so we are not going to be there for you. So that happens a lot. I know that happens a lot. So that's something else that can drive someone into alcoholism. Another thing is, just the social. I've talked about social. I've talked about the cultural, whereby you come and that culture shock, and you do not know the limit. So you try to want to be so much like those people. There are good things that you can get and there are bad things that you can get. And alcoholism is one of them. But you find that you can still drink, but you can still drink at a moderation. So you find that this idle time that you're having, instead of going, and another thing that I almost forgot to talk about is your friends. Who are you moving with? Which crowd did you join when you came to live here in the US? Maybe you joined a club that every weekend they have set up, that they have to go party, they have to go drink or whatever. You find that is where you will end up, because you will follow their suit. You're going to follow their suit. So you find that even choosing friends, you have to choose the friends who are, I call them friends with benefits. I do call them friends with benefits. I know that there are some people who really like to party and all that stuff and to drink all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you should be able to ask yourself, where did you come from? Because when we come from Africa, Africa is not like coming from Canada. Africa is a place that is different. Even if unless you grew up in a very, very rich neighborhood, or your parents were very rich, most of the people who have immigrated to come and live in the US, some of them have been brought up in very, very, very poor conditions, very, very poor conditions. So you feel like maybe you have come to the US, you get into the wrong crowd, and when you get into the wrong crowd, you find that you will do as what they are doing. You will not miss going to the club. You will not miss going for those big parties, and you find that for every party that you go here in the US, there must be beer and wine. That's given. And I'm not saying that it's bad to drink or it's bad to whatever. But even if you're drinking, drink into moderation. You do not want it to become a problem. Because if it becomes a problem and you end up losing your job, you end up losing your driver's license, you will end up being homeless. Because most people, they come here and you find that they get into that sort of problem and they end up homeless. Some of them, they are in so much denial that they do not even want to seek help, because you can get help here, especially if you accept that you are an alcoholic. They normally have so many numbers, so many websites when you can go, you register and you get help. so that you can overcome that problem and move on with your life safely. So that is one of the things that you have to be on the lookout when you're coming here, because when you're coming here, you do not know how people relate with one another. Another thing, your host, the host that you fall in will really determine, because maybe your host is in that group, or maybe he's the one who is going to introduce you to that, because maybe when you went to your host house, there was everything in the house, because here in the US, there's everything. People tend to shop everything and keep it in the house, especially this time when corona came. Let me tell you guys, people really shop. If you come to my house right now, there's so much food, there is so much everything, I bought so much stuff that, I don't even know when the food is gonna get finished. The same case, if I was a drunkard or whatever, I would have bought a lot of, I was talking to another friend of mine, and she was like, oh, if you come to my basement, the wine is full of there. I was like, oh my gosh. Why would I do that? For me, I have kids, so I'm not basically, I'm not whatever. I have I have my own reasons why I don't take all that stuff, beer and wine, whatever. Maybe I can take one or two if necessary, but not all the time. Maybe once in a blue moon, but not all the time. So I don't see why the reason as to why I should go buy and stock in my house. And at the same time, I do not want to expose my kids. Why I do not want to expose my kids is because there was a time, and I was very new in the US. I remember visiting someone, and I went, and I remember that that person had bought, a very, like 2 bottles of wine and all that. And she ended becoming very disappointed, because I told her, me, I do not take that, because at that time I was like, no, I don't want, I didn't feel like, because for me, it's maybe once in a blue moon, I'll take a glass of wine, and that's it. I just don't like indulging. So she was kind of disappointed, but in our conversations, because we ended up having a lot of conversations, she was like, I cannot even keep this wine in the house. I was like, why? Because if I keep it in the house, my kid is going to come and take it and start drinking. And then I was like, then what's the point of, are you like drinking it in the house? Can't you isn't he's gonna see that it's okay for him to do that? Because I believe our kids, they take so much, they tap so much into what we are doing. I look at my 2-year old, she's only 2, and she tends to wear my shoes or her dad's shoes. So I'm like, the same thing. If my children see me all the time, I have a bottle, all the time I have a bottle, they'll think that it's okay. They will think that it's okay. That is how I am. And everybody has their own perspective. Maybe someone might say that maybe I'm not Americanized or what, but that's how I see. Or for example, if I start smoking, my kids will see like it's okay for them to do that. So because I believe like what I'm doing is what my kids are gonna tap into. You see what I mean? So you find that there are those things that you will come and find here that you'll have to make a choice. You'll be like, yes, you want to drink, you want to have a good time. Then if you want to go have a good time, then select a place and do it. And then after that, do not make it a habit. Like all the time, every day you are there, you are there. No, unless it's a special occasion. Yes, you can, but not all the time, because you find that all the time it becomes a problem. So I felt like it was good for me to talk about this issue, because this issue, you will find it when you come here, when you migrate to come here in the US. That is one thing that you will find that is in abundance. Alcohol is in abundance. It's, even, someone to come and visit you, you've invited them for dinner, they will come with a bottle of wine. It's not bad, it's good, but you find that you have to drink in moderation. Because it's something, it's like, when you eat a lot of candy, a lot of sweets, they're good, they're sweet, but you find that at the end of the day, you will have a problem with your teeth. It's the same case with alcohol. So why I did this topic is because I know that some of our people have come here and they have ended up like wasting their life because of alcoholism, and we do not want that to happen. Yes, drink, but drink in moderation. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not here to condemn wine. I'm not here to condemn beer. But what I'm saying is that even if you come here and you find out that you can have that wine, you can have that beer, always have control, self-control, so that you're able to do other activities of your life, which you wanna achieve more. You don't wanna come here and fail. You don't wanna come here and be set back, or maybe find that your things are not going right because you're just there, like you are in jail. You're imprisoned by alcoholism. And if you have fallen into that trap and you're here in the US, there are always avenues, guys. If you're here in the US, like, there are those avenues that, you can go and get help, because help is readily available. And some of it, you don't even have to pay anything, is free of charge. Even you who is back in Africa, and you have fallen into that trap, and you feel like you are ready to accept, because before you are healed, or before you get treatment for alcoholism, you have to accept that you have a problem. But you find that most drunkards do not accept that they have a drinking problem. So unless you accept that you are a drunkard, you tell yourself, my name is so and so, and I have a drinking problem. That is how you are able to overcome that problem. So guys, I hope that this video is going to help someone out there, and is going to make someone who is planning to come to the US aware of what they are going to find here. And until next time, see you again in another video. Thank you, and God bless you.